Over the course of this insane week, I had to read almost 3 full books with over 80 chapters in total, pass a community medicine exam, and deal with this thing called as life. And all of this for the preparation of the biggest exam of third year yet, the prelims, which are just 1 week away, in which we'll be having 3 difficult subjects of MBBS and equally difficult practicals and vivas. Being a med student is difficult, and in this series, we will show you exactly why is that so. So without any further ado, let's get on with the episode 1 of the Exam Saga Season 2. Day 1, Friday. It was early morning and the progress bar was 0, and I had 1 week to change that. For that, I had to study PSM. The entire paper 2 was on the list for the first day. Hey, Michael, Vsauce here. No. Hi. My name is Anuj. I'm a third year MBBS student at GMC Nagpur, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Just to give you a little insight on what is going on in my life, in 4 days I have my PSM poster examination, in 10 days I have my prelims examination, and then around 15 days I have my practical examination. So the next 20 days are going to be so super busy for me, I can't even imagine. My stress level is beyond the roof, because the main thing is that due to COVID, the third year MBBS was shortened by around 6 months, and we weren't given enough time to prepare because we need to keep going, right? And that has brought us to this situation where my preparation level is not what I want it to be. So in this video, I'll be studying a lot and trying my best to cope up with all the different things that life throws at me, because in the end, the one who faces every challenge that life gives him is the one who is actually the champion. And I know that all of you are champs. And one small message from Oxygen before we go ahead. So meet Oxygen. Oxygen is my very good plant, and he's saying, like the video right now and hit the subscribe button, because that really increases your chances of scoring good in your examinations. So please listen to Oxygen and do so. My room is literally a mess. I've got the important topics PDF here. Park, Shetty, Vivek Jain, notes. Over there somewhere we have Marrow notes. So this is the table of contents. So the ones marked in blue are the targets for today. So we have around 7 chapters to do today itself. And hopefully we'll be able to complete all of that in 1 day. I don't know. I'm gonna try my best. Right, so without any further ado, let us start with nutrition and health right now. So PSM is a paper in which we have actually 2 papers, PSM 1 and 2, because the subject is so very huge. And for those of you who don't know, PSM is actually called as community medicine. It generally deals with the health of the public, and the recent pandemic taught us a lot about public health. So in nutrition and health, we basically see about what are the different vitamin deficiencies, what are the different deficiencies in general, what is malnutrition, how do we prevent adulteration, what is the methods of preservation, and what are the nutritional problems faced by our country, what are the programs launched, etc. So as you can see in PSM, we are focusing much more on the preventive aspect rather than the curative one, and that makes this subject special and difficult at the same time. So as I'm encountering a long question which is important, I'm taking this flag and putting it over here. So the next time I pass through this page, I know not to skip over, because here is an important question. And as you can see, I've done quite a few of them right now. So in my case, I was reading this nutrition, and just before that I had completed this topic of demography and family planning along with this MCH care thing. So this was actually my second topic of the day, and I started recording after this. Refreshing shower, and I also did my lunch, and now I'm a bit worried because we have a lot of things to cover, but hopefully we should be able to do that. So moving onwards to our next topic, that is occupational health, which will deal with all of these things. So the next topic was occupational health, and in this one we deal with what are the different diseases that you get while you are doing a certain occupation. So you might be aware that people who are working in agriculture are faced with a lot of different chemicals, so that can be a hazard to them, whereas the people working in mines have different sort of lung problems. And all of these things are dealt with in occupational health chapter, where we are learned about things such as farmers' lung silicosis, pneumoconiosis, and ergonomics and occupational lung diseases. So all of these things are the ones which we are studying over here. It was a normal topic. It was like reading medicine, because here the preventive aspects are not that much as compared to the actual disease itself. Alright, so that was it for the occupation part. I've read Park, I've read this Shetty, so I am done with the occupation part. And now I have a meeting with two of my best friends, Aditi and Abhijit, and we are going to discuss the things which we studied today. And it's going to be a long meet, but discussion is what we do before every single exams, right from first year, right? So I'm just going to set up a Google Meet real fast. The best thing that has happened to me after getting to medical college was finding these two awesome people whom I can freely talk about my studies and academics with, and they don't judge me, and they also freely communicate about their academics currently. And what we're doing here, we're just discussing the different things we are learning today, and it's really helping me retain all the different things which are very volatile to study in PSM. It's the evening time. I have had a 2-hour Google Meet with my friends. We discussed literally everything that has to do with nutrition, and whatever we are studying today, we are going to be discussing it with each other because that's what friends do. And I'm really tired because I've been studying since like the morning, and I forgot to record the part where I studied the maternal health portion. So in all, I have studied like 3-4 chapters right now. So we've got a long way to go. I'm just going to take a break. Then at 6, I'm going to start studying again. It's a lot. It's really a lot. Before we go ahead, I'd like to thank the video sponsor Lecturio. Lecturio, if you didn't know, is an online learning website for medical students and professionals. It offers you videos on all the different topics as well as question banks and tests. One of the things they recently added to a beautiful platform is something called as concept pages. So you can imagine concept pages to be as an encyclopedia for all the medical knowledge. So let's say I want to study the anatomy of the ear. Just click on anatomy and it will give me everything from embryology and all the way to the clinical aspects of the ear. All of these are notes which are highly concise, and you can directly use them for any of the examinations that you want to go. And they are really helpful in revising a lot of things quickly. Also, they have hyperlinked all the different videos on their platform into that concept pages, so you can just go on to one concept page and you'll basically have an entire encyclopedia of information available to you right there. Lecturio is one of the best online learning platforms right now for medical students, and if you're preparing for USMLE, it is almost essential for you to join it. So for all the medical students who are watching this, sign up to Lecturio for absolutely free of cost. Explore the concept pages, explore the different videos, and if you want to buy a premium plan, you can use my code Anujpachhel40 to get a 40% discount on any of their plans. Trust me, it's really good, and they have been a long time sponsor of this channel. Anyways, thanks a lot to Lecturio for sponsoring this video, and all the med students watching this, make sure that after this video is ended, go ahead and explore their concept pages. It's awesome, and you'll also find a lot of beautiful things written over there. Alright, now back to the video. I'm taking a break, going to the rooftop as usual, but this time I've also got a company, my camera. Oh yeah, that's the real deal we are here about. So meanwhile, my camera is shooting a time lapse over here. I'm just gonna take a break, chill out a bit. Alright, so I've come up with the solution to the PSM problem, and the problem of PSM is that you can't remember it. So the only solution that I found out to be working for me is discussions. Discussions with friends, discussion with everybody. Because it's a subject which you cannot remember just by reading it, because after some times it's gonna slip away. Another thing I want to address is that people feel like they're forgetting some things, and that's honestly okay because it happens with everyone. It also happens with me. And the way I'm tackling it is that just accepting the fact that sometimes the knowledge is volatile and you have to put away like 5 or 6 reads before that thing goes into your mind, rather than just doing 2 or 3 reads. Right. Another thing is that in general, you can't study a subject for a very long period of time continuously. And that's the reason why I don't make this long study with me videos which are live, because I tend to take a lot of breaks. So I'm just going to deviate a little bit from our traditional conversation over here in the rooftop and tell you a little bit about Minecraft. I mean, it's a very immersive game, and the game is basically about you can do anything. So let's say you have an axe and you want to chop down wood. You can either go ahead and chop it down manually, or you can add efficiency to it and do it very efficiently, so your chopping down will be very fast. But the thing is, the more efficient you are, the faster you burn it away, right? That axe is going to stay efficient all throughout the time. It's going to run away of efficiency and is going to break. What you have to do at that time is that just take a break and sharpen that axe once again. So our breaks in between of the study times is what we are doing. We're sharpening the axe. We're sharpening the axe in our mind. So this is the concept behind taking breaks, and honestly, take as many breaks as you want to. But the thing is, you should be going back to your study table after every single break and using that axe in its efficiency mode. Right, so that's the reason I'm on this little break over here for 1 or 2 hours. Honestly, I've done like 4 or 5 chapters, major chapters. It's in the morning, so that's why I'm on a break. But I can do it, I know. And the time lapse is very beautiful. everyone, I just had my break at 6:30 and now it's time to get back on the grind because we have got a lot of things to do, starting with environment, and here we go. So in this one chapter, we have got 10 sub-chapters and we're gonna do it. I actually finished the entire chapter of environment from Park, but I did not underline even a single part of it, but I've read everything literally because this is the part from where I wrote my journal, and that has the same thing, and this was one of our spots, that is the Sing cyclometer in our exams, and this was what I did in the morning. So yeah, this is environment. Alright, with that we have completed the environment unit. It took me around 45 minutes to complete it all, and I'm gonna just look at the important topics from my iPad right now to check whether we have missed something or not. So honestly, after reading PSM all the day and discussing it, I was a bit tired at the night after having my dinner, and it's really difficult to study PSM in the night because you get really sleepy. And what I decided was just to go over there and ride my bicycle to just get some fresh air. It's really refreshing to get out once in a while outside your home. It really refreshes your mindset completely. Hi everyone, it's around 10:40. I'm cycling in the neighborhood and just need to get some fresh air because it has been an entire day. I haven't left the house for so long. So this is me again sharpening my axe. We've got like 2 or 3 more chapters to do. Honestly, studying the entire PSM paper 2 in one day is a big task, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be awake till like 1 or 1:30. And the thing is, tomorrow I have to edit this video, perhaps even record another one, because after that I'm not gonna get any time. Might as well enjoy the parts that I get, and that's what life is about, enjoying the little parts that we get to us. I don't know how the audio on this is gonna be because okay. So there are a few questions which are not given in Shetty, so I'm just gonna look that and the important questions again in Park, and then we'll be finally done with environment. This is like the 4th or the 5th major thing that we're doing today. So the next few chapters that we're gonna be doing is mental health, communication, health education, health planning and management, healthcare of the community. So 4 big chapters after this thing has been looked up from Park. This is going to be one hell of a journey once again. I mean, the thing is, once I start recording, something happens to my psychology. I start studying more and more and more. Otherwise, if it was a normal day, I would have just started up my computer and started playing Minecraft. So that is the kind of change that you guys are having on my life. Whereas think about making a good video and think about how much I can inspire you guys. I get inspired myself. And thanks a lot to you guys for having that effect on me. Right. So in the healthcare of the community section, we are talking about what is the Asha worker, the Anganwadi worker, what is primary healthcare, and oh my god, they have got such a big definition for each and every single thing that they are writing. It's difficult to memorize, it's difficult to write it down again and again. So that is one major thing I faced over here reading this particular chapter. Everyone, the next topic I'm tackling is health planning and management. We've got the questions as usual over here. It's 11:30 and now I'm going to start. 2 chapters remain, health planning and the other one. In the chapter of health planning and management, we are talking about different committees which were formed, such as the Bo committee, the Kartar Singh committee, and we are also talking about the planning cycle. And this is one of the long questions, and it almost feels like we're studying something like economics or business, because in the planning cycle we have taught about how will you determine the cost, how will you align the different stages of work, what will be the best way to go about achieving a particular objective. So that is something about health planning and management. It's got not a lot of important topics, but the ones which are there are definitely important. Boys and girls, we have done another chapter, health communication, and it was interesting. It was also slightly boring, but we've done it, and we can finally check off every single question that was in there. This is the condition of my room after I've studied literally all the day, and as you can see, it's a mess. It's a very big mess. Anyways, I've got only one chapter left, and I think I'm gonna hit the pause button over here because I can feel the permeability going down and down, and you gotta know when to hit the pause button. So it's okay, I'm leaving one chapter, but it will take me around 2 hours to complete it today, but I can do it in half an hour tomorrow. So why waste my time extra while I could be just sleeping in that time? And with that, I'm gonna call it a day. And if you enjoyed even 1% of this video, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button because it gives me so much motivation to keep making content like this. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, think about Oxygen Man. What will he say to you? He will say just subscribe the channel right now. And if you do, it'll be awesome. It's around 12:15. I gotta go sleep, man. Bye. Good morning everyone, it's the next day, and like yesterday was an all study day for me. Today is sort of going to be sort of a 50% work, 50% study day, because tomorrow is Sunday. I have to make the video and edit the video to put it tomorrow. So I'm just gonna get working on a script, then record and then edit and then post it finally. And then after that, in the afternoon, maybe we can see what we have to study today. So let's go, we have to make a video. So it was Saturday already and I had not made a video for Sunday. And plus Rohan, my editor, was on leave. So it was a challenging task to do it all over again. So in the morning, I woke up and wrote the script for the video, then proceeded to shoot the video and then edit it, which consumed maximum amount of my time. So I did not end up studying that day. And the next day is Sunday. So in Sunday, I uploaded the video, did a little bit of studying here and there, but mostly spent time with my family because that is the one time in Sunday where I don't do any tasks, because that is also important for your life, spending time with your family and with your loved ones. So hitting a pause on the life and reflecting is the Sunday day for me. So we are now on to Monday. I just recorded a video. Make sure that you're there on Sunday. 4K rendering takes a lot of time even on a MacBook Pro. Yeah, that's the rendering out at 24 frames per second, pretty low. In HD it gets like 250 frames per second. So in case you're wondering, yes, I do have my PSM personal examination tomorrow. It's 5:30 right now. I haven't studied a lot since the morning because I had to work for PSM and for the journal and everything. But here's the deal. Tomorrow in the morning, I have to go to the college at 9. They're going to give us a case from the lottery system. That case could be literally anything from like 12 or 15 important cases. We have to go to the hospital, find that case, take his history, do the clinical examination, get back, present that case. And then after that, we're going to get questions asked from that. Anyways, it's 5:30. I've got around 10 cases to do because I've already done 2. And I'm just going to start right now. Take a look at that view, which is pretty epic. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We are getting very close to 400k subscribers and let's make it happen. So that was the case list. So we gotta start checking off one by one each of these cases. Right now I'm doing under 5, ANC, PNC, HT, NDM, dog bite, gastroenteritis, etc, etc. Let's go, under 5 it is. So by cases here I mean the actual patients. So tomorrow what will happen is that they are going to allot us a bed number and they're going to give us a name. We have to go to that particular ward in the morning, ask that patient his or her history and talk to her about what happened. So that bed might be of any case. It could be of tuberculosis, it could be of hypertension, it could be of ANC, PNC. And here what we do after that is we write down the case into our final answer sheet and then we go ahead and present that case to our main teacher. And then that teacher asks us about the different programs related to that condition, different ways to manage that condition. In a way, studying preventive and social medicine feels like you're studying medicine at some times and feels like, what are you studying? Why are you studying this at the other times? So I just got a call from Aditi and we are discussing all the different cases that we have to see today. Tomorrow, not today. I've got the list and we shall discuss acute diarrheal diseases under 5 and ANC, PNC. I think those are the cases.
फिर अभी under 5 case presentation पे questions रहेगा.
See, here in epidemiology and the non-communicable disease section, we are learning about the different pathologies of the body, which will be repeated in medicine. Anyways, I did a lot of cases that day in preparation for my post-end the next day. Right, the meeting just got over. It was around 2.5 hours long and we literally, discussed almost all the cases. I'm so hungry right now because I haven't had a proper lunch because I was in college. So I skipped lunch, obviously. And now it's almost time for dinner. So I'm gonna go downstairs, have my dinner, and then come back, watch an episode, then do anything else. Alright everyone, I just finished my dinner. It's time to get back to studies. We've got a lot of ground to cover, especially with the national health policy and everything. But I'm sure we will do it, we shall prevail. We shall, of course we shall. As you can see, recording and studying is difficult. And what's more difficult is editing the video. So if you're enjoying this, please hit the like button. Let's aim for 20,000 likes on this one. And the best way to support this channel right now would be to share my content to all of your friends. And hit the subscribe button yourself. It's completely free and you can always change your mind later. I'm done with the cases of non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, all the other things, and now I'm gonna go over to the communicable ones, and particularly those which are infective, because those are cases that we're gonna get. And I'm starting with malaria. We've got a lot to do. Let's go. I've done 5 more cases right now, so you can calculate how much is left. I'm also taking down the notes as I go, which will help me revise tomorrow. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, but if you're a doctor who has a case tomorrow, eat an apple today. Okay, I do feel like I've studied almost everything, but your studies never always complete. You always need some more time to do the things. But anyways, the only thing that I actually need right now is a good night's sleep, because I have been exerting for a while now. I'm gonna sleep, wake up tomorrow. That's 1 second for you. That's hours for me. Alright, I'm up and it's time to start the final revision, that is. So the final day for my post-end exam was here, and the entire month I had been posted in PSM department listening in every morning about different people presenting their own case, and it had surely taught me a lot of things, because in the morning I was revising all the questions which I had written that the examiner asked them while presenting the case. I also revised the most probable cases, that is the ANC and the PNC part, and luckily I got the case of ANC in my post-end itself. We've successfully done every single disease that we listed out initially. So we got typhoid, TB, under 5 ANC, PNC, hypertension, DM, dog bite, gastroenteritis, stroke, dengue, malaria. All of these are done, and these are going to be cases for us. We've done additional parts as well, such as the national health policy, immunization schedule, all of that, so that the Viva questions, they help us. The next thing is finally looking at some of the questions which the teacher taught us. So this is my copy, and it has got all the different questions from each of the different cases that I noted down in class. So we started from PNC and then we go ahead and read it. When we are attending our classes, it's not like you have to write down every single thing that the teacher is saying. Instead, you have to filter out selectively what is important, what is not. Otherwise, you're just gonna have a long bunch of things which is not important. So if you're a student who is doing online classes or attending physical classes, make sure that you keep this in mind. However, this does not apply to any coaching institute or Marrow, because literally everything that they're saying over there is important. Okay, I've officially done literally everything possible. I've read Vivek Jain, I've used the i8psm.com and did Shetty, did Park, read from Marrow, read my notes. Everything has been done. I've attended everything. I hope that my post-end goes nice. I hope I pass in that. I am not afraid and I shall prevail. I know that, and we shall prevail. I just need to get ready. It's 8:22. Oh my god, I need to go. Bye. I think we got this. Hey everyone, my case presentation just ended. It was so awesome. So I had a case of ANC, and it was all the basic things which I read yesterday. I was asked about the different national programs which are there for antenatal care and it went smooth. I got to present the entire case, which is a good thing, and it was a nice experience. I'm waiting in the parking because mine is roll number 1, and so my Viva gets over very soon. So I'll just give you a little bit of tour around my college. So this is the place where we park our vehicles. It is called as the anatomy parking hall, and as you can see, different vehicles are parked over here. Right from over here we get to that part, and that is the histology part and pathology and micro. So all the labs which are present over there on that part, because there are glass which allows the light to come inside for the microscopes to work. This is the dental college building. It is right next to our anatomy parking, and from over there we have the hospital entrance, and there's also the cooperative shop next to it. And the part which you saw in the morning, it was the front side of the college next to the right hand side of the college building, the PSM department. I'm currently walking towards the cooperative store to get something to eat. It's 12 and I'm hungry. All the places which I showed you not even constitute about 1% to the entire college campus, and that's why I'm really proud that I'm in GMC, because it's the best college ever. Don't argue with me on this one. This is the dental college We are going towards MARD, which is over there. After the post examination was done, we were all really hungry because it was almost past noon, and so we decided to hit a pause button on our preparations and go back to Haldiram's to have a grand lunch. And the only reason we are going over there is because it's very close to our college. And just like that, my PSM post-end is done, and that officially marks it, the end of PSM from the college side for me, because I've done the classes, I've done the practicals, I've done the post-end, and the only thing left is now prelims and the university examination. And guys, I've got 1 week, not exactly 1 week, I've got 5 days to prepare for ENT, Ophthalm and PSM, these 3 subjects, and to give my best shot at this exam. So that's why I'm gonna play Minecraft right now. After playing Minecraft for a bit, I just analyzed what we had to do for the next 5 days because prelims were getting really close and I needed to figure out a plan. So I made a plan and started working on it the next day. Enter Wednesday. Hello everyone, it's Wednesday and I have got exactly 5 days to prepare for my prelims, and today the target is do Ophthalm completely and do 1 or 2 chapters from Vivek Jain including the MCQs. So that's it. It's around 11:17 and let's just start with it. I've got a lot of ground to cover. So in the eye we have different layers from the start to the end. So right from conjunctiva, cornea, sclera, forehead, we have got different layers. So each of these layers has a specific pathology associated with it, and in ophthalm we basically study every single layer, all of its different pathologies, and in the end we're able to diagnose what has happened to the person. And currently I am on the outermost layer, that is the conjunctiva, and slowly we'll make our way back to retina and the last layer of the eye, and that will be an awesome journey. Before all of that I had to deal with optics, which is basically how the light enters the eye and how refraction occurs and how the vision actually is formed. So now in conjunctiva we are studying conjunctivitis, whatever it's called, and let's go. Also, the book that I'm using is Khurana. I don't have the physical book. I'm using my digital copy on my iPad. Yes, I'm also done with the Marrow lectures, so this also helps me understand this book a lot better, because sometimes there are words which you wouldn't understand if you haven't done the entire ophthalmology, like amblyopia or anisometropia, because those are the words which happen gradually consecutively throughout your entire lecture series in Marrow. So once you're done with the lectures, once you go to the iPad, you will be very much pleased to find out all the words you are able to understand. Again, over here I've got the important topic PDF opened over here, and on the other tab I've got the ophthalmology kitab. Alright, the conjunctiva chapter is done and now we are on to cornea, but before that I'm gonna have my lunch and check up on what the status of the upload is. Guys, this video has taken us a very long time to make. It has taken us almost 300 GBs of recording and a lot of internet and a lot of editing. So make sure that you smash that like button right now and subscribe the channel, because see, as you can see, I am still uploading 62 items, and I've been uploading this since the morning because it's literally such a huge file that it takes a long time for us to do it. So that's it. Having my lunch, and then most of the other things such as cataract, glaucoma, all of these other diseases I've already read, so it won't be much of a problem. So I'm sure almost everyone has had an attack of conjunctivitis at least once in their lives, because I surely have had, and it's the condition of the eye which is really red, it's painful and it's itchy. So that's what we are studying over here. There are different causes for that. So that was the first layer, that is the conjunctiva. Apart from that, the refractory errors which I just talked about. So it was about myopia, astigmatism, presbyopia, hypermetropia. All of these are the diseases in which you just wear a spectacles. Most of the times it gets corrected, and other times you can do an operation for the same thing. So we are taught about different operations to do, and what are the different side effects, how to prepare the patient, and what is the basic physiology behind the correction. Hi everyone, so the update is I have done 5 important chapters: refractory errors, conjunctiva, cornea, uvea and sclera. So the outermost segments, everything that you're seeing in my eye right now, all of those parts have been covered. Now we're going to go deeper into the eye. We're going to go into the anterior chamber and the lens, and the basic disease that we're going to study over here is cataract and glaucoma, the 2 most important cases in the entire ophthalmology. And after that we'll go deeper inside the posterior segment, that is into the vitreous and the retina and the neuro, everything. And after that we'll go to miscellaneous topics like ocular trauma, squint, all of that. The fact is that studying for theory exams is a bit difficult because I'm not used to just memorizing, mugging up facts. I'm more of a person who understands things. So the things which are very, very logical, like iridocyclitis, it's very interesting to read. It's very interesting to learn because everything is just very logical. It all has concept to it. But sometimes there are various classifications which don't really make sense to me. So those are difficult to work out. But in all, I think ophthalm can be very well studied in one single day if you are devoting like 15 hours or even 12 hours to it. The first 6 hours you just have to read, and the next 3 or 4 hours just write, practice, do whatever you can to just get that knowledge from here outside. I think that applies to almost every single subject. So the basic plan over here is this: complete the remaining portion of the eye, at least 80 to 90%, because that way I can just have some time left. And after that, draw the diagrams and write down the flowcharts, make the mind map so that I remember it till my ophthalm paper, which is going to be the last paper. So I've got more than 1 week actually to study ophthalm completely. So that's it. Tomorrow I have to do ENT. I have so much to study. I haven't been recording much because I've just been studying on my iPad. So that's right. Let's go. Cataract, glaucoma, and all the other pathologies. Here I come. Alright, I'm starting with the most important chapter in the entire ophthalmology, cataract. Actually, the chapter name is lens, but the disease is cataract. Let's go. As you might have seen in my ophthalm posting vlog, I mentioned that we were taught about different diseases. So attending that posting was a very good decision for me. In fact, attending any posting is the best decision that you can take as a student. No matter what your seniors tell you, no matter what anybody tells you, just go ahead, attend the posting, attend the clinics. You will get so much information, so much knowledge. It will just help you visualize whatever you're reading in the book, and that in the end helps in retention. So over here I am doing the part of cornea, and in the cornea we are dealing with mostly corneal ulcer and the different types and how do we treat them and different surgeries for the cornea. So I remember this one particular lecture about corneal ulcer. The sir taught us in a very beautiful presentation way. It really helped me, and in the end I'm trying to tell you, attend postings, and ophthalm posting was a good thing to do. As you can see, I'm watching a cataract surgery over here, as well as I'm eating Maggie. If you are watching this and planning to do this, I would recommend against this, because they are incising the sclera, the conjunctiva. You don't want to have something like Maggie at that time. Just a suggestion. So I'm watching these surgeries because they help me retain the information of the book better, and these were the surgeries which were shown in our posting as well. You have no idea how much this chapter glaucoma means to me, because I have been studying cataract for way too long right now, and it's around 7:30 or almost 8. I don't even know what the time is actually, but cataract is done, and I feel like there is so many things in just that tiny cataract. I have to write it down, I have to do a lot of things to practice it, because otherwise I'm going to forget it. So basically in the cataract, what we are seeing is that there's an opacification in the lens. There is classification of cataract where on the basis of where the opacity is present, how we're going to treat it, what age it develops, etc, etc. Then we have the actual pathogenesis mechanism. Then we have the treatment, and we have various surgeries, complication following cataract. Oh my god, it's a lot. So I'm done with cataract now. Onward to glaucoma and other diseases. I at least need to complete all the way till ocular trauma today, because then I'll be free tomorrow to write all of these things down. I continued studying ophthalm, did glaucoma part and a few other things. I can't remember what I did back then, but I did that, but the entire ophthalm was not complete. So moving on to the next day. It's 11:30 and I have completed almost all the major topics that we have to do. Some minor topics are left, such as the retina, the eyelids, the ocular trauma, but we can do it tomorrow. But I am done for today because I read literally everything that I could and also wasted some time, but that's honestly okay because we got a lot done. So the targets for tomorrow are basically two. I need to write down whatever I've learned today because otherwise I'll forget it tomorrow. And second of all, I need to read the remaining parts, which are not much. So that's basically it. I just did glaucoma, and glaucoma is 3 or 4 diseases in one chapter. It's not just glaucoma, it's different glaucomas are different diseases. Alright, but in the end, dreams keep me awake, and my dream is to become the best doctor in the world. This is very motivating to me. I'm just gonna transfer all this footage, send it to my editor, and then I'm gonna sleep. Alright, 4 days left for the prelims. We're stacked. Let's go. Alright boys and girls, it's 8:30 and I just woke up. I've got a lot of things to do. So let's start without any further ado. So here's the deal. Basically, we learned a lot of things yesterday, but we won't really remember that for so long. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to write down all the important questions which I feel are most likely to come in the exam into my copy. I'll be referring the book and writing them. Not exactly the best thing, but it's actually a start. And since I haven't practiced ophthalm for my theory exams, it is the best thing to do right now because I've studied ophthalm for MCQs, not for theory. So in about half an hour, I'll start. I'm having an uttapam over here while watching some of the lectures as well as watching some of the surgeries of cataract which we watched yesterday for revision. And after that, I am just going to write down all the things which I studied yesterday. If you're preparing for university examination, that is a theory-based examination, writing down at least once before the paper is so very recommended. I really wished I would have written this down in the first time itself because it would have been even better and I would have started ENT already. But just if you're preparing, write down at least once, at least twice. Give a paper once and twice. So the update is currently I've done around 75% of all the things that I need to do. That is 8 long questions I've written in around 2.5 hours. Actually, the recording for the time lapse is still going on. So that is done. I'm hungry and I haven't taken a shower. I'm gonna do that and then get back onto the grind because after writing we have to also complete the parts which we have left out yesterday, and then I'll be very, very confident in ophthalm. So that's it. And guys, writing is very, very important for you because the thing is, if you write it once, it is like reading it 5 times. That is what Dr. Ranjan Patel used to say always when I was watching his pharmacology classes. So that's the reason I'm writing it. Actually, I used to write it from first year itself, from anatomy examination. My first anatomy, I remember I wrote like entire thing. I might also have that copy over here somewhere. Actually, I do. I think this is the one. And look at that cornea histology. So I wrote all of this down so that I could have a better understanding of anatomy. So this is something which I've been doing since first year. As you can see, Dr. Canal. All of this was just for practice, and in the end I got a gold medal in anatomy and also biochemistry because I also wrote biochemistry in this one. So following that, and physiology also, but I missed my distinction because of 1 mark. So this is all the practice that I've done in first year, and now we're doing it again in third year. Alright, gonna go, bye. I had my lunch, now the grind begins again. It's 2:30 something, 2:45 actually. Let's get this done. Everything was going smooth and I was on the verge of completing ophthalm with a few minor topics again left at the end of the day. But at that time, I started feeling uncomfortable and I felt like there was a fever which was going on in my body, and that had to be dealt with. So I had closed all my books and I just went to my bed to recover from it, because when everything is going smooth, there's going to be unexpected things that are going to happen in your life and you have to deal with that. Hi everyone, I don't know if you can tell, but I have got a fever and I've been in bed for almost 3 hours right now. I just had lunch. I have some sort of infection. I don't know what it is, but I've got this fever and it was really bad a few hours ago, but I could not just get out of my bed because it was so cold. I was feeling very cold. But now it has gone down a bit, so I am on my iPad studying the remaining portions before the day ends. It's currently 10:45. PCM is working, everything is working. Hopefully I don't get it tomorrow. Otherwise we'll have to do some blood investigation. I don't want to get poked by a needle. Anyways, unexpected things happen. When life gives you lemons, make a lemonade. Drink that lemonade. Develop URTI. Alright. I got this. It's difficult to study and focus, but I got this. I know I did. Hello everyone, it's the next day. I am feeling much better right now. I had a fever yesterday and the paracetamol did work. I feel really good right now. So the thing is, today we are on to ENT. I did not finish ophthalm yesterday because of the fever. But today I have since morning completed the nose part. The throat and the ear part is left. So first I'll do throat, then I'll do ear. The thing which is really helping me out is, first thing, that I have attended the clinical postings. It really helped me out to understand the various things that I've written down. Second, the marrow lectures are great. And third of all, the book that I'm reading is Dingra. It is well written down. Next thing is that it's just ENT is basically similar to anatomy and surgery. These things are relatively easy for me, considering the other subjects such as medicine, preventive medicine, which I found to be difficult. In another news, this Jula which we bought a few days back, is well decorated. Can you please stop moving? Alright. So the Jhula is well decorated and this garden is also made. So it's a very nice area for sitting around. Also the sky is looking good. So I can imagine myself sitting here today and studying. The only hazard is there is like an active road over here, so people come and go all the time. But this is really very pretty. So I'm just gonna go complete the throat part, just completed the nose part. Another thing which is helping me out is speaking out loudly and reading the things. Such as in ophthalma, I was writing everything. Here I'm reading and speaking loudly. It's helping me out. Alright, it's time to get back to studies. The next day I was feeling well and I started deciding ENT, and I already did the nose part in the morning, did not record that. In the nose part we are taught about what are different types of rhinitis, what is the anatomy of the nose, the lateral wall, the nasal septum, how do we treat nosebleed, etc. The part I was reading right now was the throat part. In the throat part, the most important thing are the different cancers of the throat, because they are very common in India, and especially people who smoke. So if you are smoking, stop that. It's not really good. In the throat, we are also talking about the conditions such as tonsillitis, pharyngitis, the complications following tonsillectomy and tonsillitis. So this is the part we read in throat. Alright, I've just taken my shower and I've had my lunch, and it's time to get back to ENT. Rather, let's go back to the T, that is the throat part. And you can see I'm uploading the footages of all this video recordings, sending it to my editor, who is doing a great job, by the way, editing this video. Thanks, Rohan. And let's go. And if you haven't yet liked the video, please consider doing so, because it takes a lot of time, effort to do all of that in the middle of your exams after suffering from fever yesterday. Consider it. Yeah, let's go. After doing the throat part, I went to the ear part, and in ear we were taught about the anatomy and what is the different types of otitis media, that is inflammation of the middle ear, and the conditions, the complications related to that particular condition. It's not really that difficult, the ear segment, because it's what we study first every single time. So every time that you're reading ENT, we start with ear, and that gives us the revision much more times than we do for nose or throat. Sooner or later, the ear part was also done, including the Meniere's disease, the different fractures, different trauma. I decided that it was time to call this a day, and I had successfully completed 3 subjects in 1 week and given 1 post-end exam and survived this thing called as life. So finally, after a long day, I have completed ENT, completed ear, nose and throat. All the diseases, all the important questions have been done on the theory point of view at least. And now I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from this entire week of recording, studying a lot, and in general dealing with life. And life as a medical student can be difficult at times, but it is one of the best things that is there on the planet. And I know we've got to study a lot. I know we have to face with a lot of stresses, but sometimes these are the stress that make us who we are actually. And I really hope that you enjoyed this episode, that we put our heart and soul into making and recording and editing for you guys. So thank you so much for watching it, and there's another episode coming out next month similar to this one, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. And if you aren't already, think about Oxygen. What will he say to you? He'll say that subscribe right now and it will be awesome. Anyways, please smash the like button. Let's aim for 20,000 likes on this one. And of course, make sure to check out Lecturio using my link, or use the code Anujpachhel40 at the time of checkout. And if you want to stay updated constantly on what my life is currently doing, make sure to follow me on Instagram as well, where I post more regularly, more frequently, and you don't have to wait for another Sunday to know what is happening around. Consider that. It's your boy Anuj. Thank you so much for sticking around with me for such a long period of time. I really hope it motivated you. I'll catch you in the next one. Good night.
जननी शिशु सुरक्षा कार्यक्रम जननी शिशु JSSK.
Am I a doctor yet? Did you see that in writing?